Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with remarkablycreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, what we're going to look at is some DIY projects for weddings. And what we're going to focus on specifically are place card settings, numbers, favors, and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to be featuring is a product in our spring catalog called Celebrations Basics Kit. And in a previous video, we used some of the banner panels to create pockets for the back of chairs that you could put fun little chocolates on sticks. You could put flowers or things like that. Or we also then used them for silverware and had the menu wrapped around them with belly bands and things like that. And you can see that on that idea by doing a search of my videos or visiting remarkablycreated.com. In today's video, we're going to focus on the bags and the rectangular pieces, and then in an upcoming video, we'll focus on some more of the rest of the pieces using a Mr. and Mrs. banner and a thank you banner for a photo op. So that's what we're using, and that's where that came from. So let's go ahead and get started. The first project is a project that's going to double as your seating cards as well as your favors, so you can kind of double dip. One of the things that I love about paper crafting is it's a way to easily personalize your event and add your own little heartfelt touches to it. And it's also a way to cost effectively stay within the budget that you have for the event that you have planned. So with this bag here, we went ahead and we used the bag that was part of the kit. The bag with the kit looks just like this. It has a little zigzag across the top, and it's a nice little size. You don't have to worry about having to fill it with a whole lot of stuff. It's just the perfect size for a small cupcake, small brownie, scoop of M&Ms or something like that, scoop of granola, popcorn or something. But what we did is, using the Big Shot, we cut a label with the apothecary art, and that is what sits across the top. Using Microsoft Word, I simply went ahead and created the little names for the tables with their table numbers. This one happens to have a doily and a little gold banner. And one of the nice things about this project is you can keep them flat until you get to your venue. And then you can go ahead and you can pop them up on the table for the guests as they arrive to take to their seats. And what you would do to pop them up is you're simply going to open them up, and then you'll refold your flap over. And you want to make sure that you want to add a little bit of adhesive, not a lot, but a little bit of adhesive, because the goal is for them to open these up later so that they can fill them with treats. So there's one version for you. This version here we actually stamped with the dictionary stamp just to kind of give it more of an old school antique-y look to it. Same doily, same process with the apothecary art. It's got pearls on either side. This one we added the love word banner shape as well as some gold shimmer paper to it. And so we'll go ahead and we'll pop this one up. We'll take and we'll add our adhesive. And we can add that. So we've got another one. This one here, we went ahead and put the old world map on it, and we used a little bit of green. You'll see green throughout these projects. I was inspired by a Pinterest board that I saw that used emerald green, which was one of the Pantone colors of the year last year, and mixed metals. It was a really cool wedding board, and so that inspired these DIY projects. The old world map on this one, we went ahead, and this one doesn't have any little banner pieces. It just simply has the doily, and again, the same kind of top for it. And let's add a little bit of adhesive so that they stand up just like that. And so you would want to have all of these standing really nice and pretty as your guests arrive. And then what you would do is you would take an 8.5 by 11 frame. And on this one, what I did was I removed the glass so that I could add these three-dimensional flowers created with our spiral Big Shot die. And it simply says, use this bag to find your seat, fill it later with a little treat. And then they would take that bag and go look for their table number that's printed on their under their name on the bag. And this one just uses a little bit of green with a scalloped punch, a little bit of our gold sequin, and it's backed with gold. For all of these projects, if you visit remarkablycreated.com, you'll see a supply list as well as close-ups of all of the projects. And so again, you would just have that on a little easel as your guest arrived, and then that would look really classy and pretty. And then of course they would need to find their tables. This is just a little card stand I found at a flea market. It's the perfect height and size. I love it. It's actually a little adjustable. But you could make your own with a little wooden base and some dowel rods and clips and spray paint them a metallic look or a color of your wedding. But again, we used a Big Shot die, some glimmer paper. I simply printed a large 2 with Microsoft Word on our very vanilla cardstock. little bit of tulle and some of Stampin' Up's trim. Nice, simple little table marker for you. So that's there. Let's go ahead and let's make one of these bags together. I know a lot of times when people hear the word DIY, they're like, oh, I'm not that creative. I don't have time to make all of that. And so I'm going to make one of them for you to show you that it really can be fairly easy for you to work with. So I have one of our large background stamps. This one is our dictionary stamp. When I work with these, I like to keep them rubber side up. And we're just going to take the ink right to the rubber surface, just tapping it all over it. And again, I'm going to leave them rubber side up. I'm going to take my bag, lay it down over, and I'm going to rub it. Now, I'm not trying to get a real detailed, in-depth image. I do want some of the places left uncovered and missed so that it has a little bit more of an old look to it. And you would fold this down or the other direction. I fold mine down about 1 inch. And then you have your doily. Again, all of these products are from Stampin' Up. We'll put a little bit of snail adhesive. So that goes to the back. So again, about 1 inch. And then on this part here, just so that the doily is sticking to the flap, we'll put some more adhesive. On the piece that we die cut, you can go ahead and you can add that piece. And then this would be the piece that you had printed, but you can also take, if you don't want them to be your seating cards, you can use them just as thank you bags. And here I just put a simple thank you using one of our many thanks. And we'll put that in, center it on the gold piece, so you've got that on there. And then the last thing that I did was I added a little bit of bling, and on this one we'll go ahead and we'll add some pearls. And I'm just lifting them with scissors, little points off. And then you have your little thank you bag. Now, if you wanted to step it up even more, you can go ahead and you can add a little flower to it. And look how elegant and beautiful that is. And again, you're able to match your wedding colors, kind of the vibe and the feel and the theme of the wedding that you're having. And you're able to stay within budget when you're using paper goods. So that's one fun project for you again, is cute little treat bags that could double as your place cards and your party favors. Another thing that you can do is, this is the little rectangular card. It has a white printed side and a natural side. We're going to use the natural side, and I cut a piece of cardstock. You could actually have this printed with the name and number, and I want to show you how easy it is to make traditional place cards if, again, you don't want to use this idea here. Piece of cardstock that's cut. All I did was I took this card and measured it slightly bigger, of course doubled it so it would be a fold and it would stand up. And let's go ahead and we'll do that. And then I have some of our gold baker's twine, and I'm going to wrap it once. There's 25 yards on these packs, so go ahead and wrap it twice. Don't be chintzy with it. Go ahead and give it a little bit more of a wow factor. And we'll just tie it a little knot. I find I can get it snugger by tying it with a knot as opposed to a bow, but if you want a bow, then of course you add a bow. That's one of the other nice things about paper crafting, is there's so many ways to go ahead and make it your own. Sometimes just a slight tweak between a bow and a knot, and then there you go, and you would have your traditional place card settings. So that's one project. Now, using that same rectangle that you just saw, let's look at another favorite idea. I am a champagne girl. I love champagne. And I found these tiny little bottles of Corbel, and they had the emerald green color to them, so of course they were perfect based on that emerald and green Pinterest board that I had seen. And so there's a couple of variations and versions of those. This one here, let's start over here on this side. This one uses our green starburst. It's got a little bit of green on it. It's done with our new circle monogram, and it says it's time to drink champagne and dance on the tables, and has a monogram in the middle and a few little gold sequins, and that's folded over the top. This one has a little mini banner hanging across it with love in the middle, and uses the mixed metals like I saw on that board. This one here says a toast to happily ever after, and so that's a possibility here on this one, and it's backed with gold, so it has a little bit of gold on it. And then this one says, in celebration, a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. And it has the monogram, has gold, and it has little tails on it like that. So now let's take a look at how we made those and how easy these would be. And as I'm getting my supplies together, let me tell you about something that I offer, a service that I do in my business. I call it my I do, you do, we do service. And I do indeed provide services of making them and selling them finished for you if there's something that you're interested in. But what I really prefer is, and what I think is the most fun, is the the process. And if you live close to me, in Maryland, Pennsylvania, that area, I either come to you or you come here to my craft room, and I help you with using my die cutting system, my stamps and inks and things like that. And I provide a day for you and your bridesmaids, your mother, future mother-in-law, to just really have a girls' day out creating all of your favors, place card setting, treat bags, and things like that. We take some photos so it truly is a memorable day. You and your friends bring snacks and things like that. So that's the we do. And then the you do is, again, just like I'm doing here, I'm going to teach you how to do it yourself if that's something that's of interest to you. And I can also provide some of the things pre-cut and ready to go, depending on what they are within Stampin' Up! Guidelines. So now that I told you about I do, we do, you do, let's take a look at, again, how easy it is to make these fun little favors. So you're going to start with your little rectangular card. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to fold it in half. And this time I do want the little white edge to show. I think it just gives it a nice little touch. And we're going to go ahead and we'll take a 1 1/4 inch punch. It is the perfect size for sliding over the bottle necks of wine bottles and these little champagne bottles. So you've got your little hole there like that, and it would slide right over the top. I went ahead of time and I used our Starburst Big Shot die, and I die cut one out of our gold glimmer paper. And maybe you don't want to do something that's pre-printed like one of these. You just want it real simple, and I stamped the word enjoy. And we'll use our 2 1/2 inch circle punch. We'll punch that out, and we're going to just add some adhesive. We'll put that on here. Let me get my tag back off the bottle. And we're going to cover it with adhesive. We'll stick our little tag on it, and that quick and easy you have your little bottle tag. So you can see how fast that those would go together for you working with it just like that. For the one that was the little mini banner, right now we are celebrating Celebration with Stampin' Up! And we have this awesome stamp set called Banner Blast that you can choose for free with a $50 order. And then with the second $50 order, you could choose a coordinating banner punch. And what I did was I simply, let me turn these around, I'm trying to, like, am I upside down, right side down? Which way am I teaching you? Stamped the word love, and I went ahead now and I just punched that little banner piece. And let's move these little bottles aside. And then I just have little scraps of paper. And that's all I did then, is just punched out little scraps. And where'd our banner piece go? Did I hide it? Of course it's the one that I hid from you. Okay, and I just used little dimensionals, popped them up, placed a string, and made them appear like they're hanging from the string on it. So real simple and real easy for you to go ahead and make those. So I hope that you have fun working on your own projects for your upcoming special occasions, and I look forward to helping you with that. So take care, thanks for watching, and God bless.